Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's been a while. It's July 31st, 2021, and haven't been doing any videos lately. Just been doing some pictures on Instagram. Sorry about that if anybody's been missing it, but just want to show you a quick little tour. We got the tomatoes starting to ripen up. I've been picking some of these sun rays, which I'm not too crazy about. There's really not much flavor in these guys. They are prolific, but yeah, they're just not so very flavorful. So yeah, not going to grow those next year. The basil that I interplanted is doing great. Great idea. I think I got the timing just right. As the tomatoes were getting right about this height, I was able to pull off the bottom leaves, and these guys started getting some sun and just enough sun and a little shade. And they're doing great. I've been harvesting these tops every once in a while, picking them off, and then the thing just keeps growing. So I got basil going all along the tomato bed here. The Tiffen Mennonite, first one, it's starting to be ready to pick. I think maybe I'll leave it on one more day and then I'll harvest that. Got a couple more there. Again, tomatoes are not doing as good as they did the first year. Last year was terrible. Also, we had a lot of squirrels eating all the ripe tomatoes. But as you can see, with these Hildy tomatoes, no squirrels. I haven't really even seen any around. So they may come soon. Maybe when the weather gets a little cooler, they'll start coming out, but who knows. But right now, we're getting probably 20, 30 of these Hildies every day. I mean, look at these. These are beautiful tomatoes, and they're really sweet. Very good. I recommend it. Hildy. Some more basil. Black beauties. I harvested a few already. There's a couple of more that are ready to go. As you can see, they start off black and green, and as they ripen, the black on the top stays, but the green fades away into a nice orange color. So I'm going to grab those soon. This, I don't know, it says Black Beauty, but it may be a black from Tula, or it might be, let me see, another label here. No, Black Beauty, Black Beauty. I don't know. Definitely is not a Black Beauty. It says Black Beauty, but that's not a Black Beauty. San Marzanos have been really doing great. I mean, look at this cluster of tomatoes. Crazy. I'm going to harvest these today. Some more basil. And this was a blue beauty. So it kind of starts off like a black beauty. Got that black on the top, maybe blue. And then it'll ripen up. Haven't gotten any ripe ones yet. Here's a white beauty, and I don't know. I guess that's ready to go. It is white. So we'll have to bring that in, check it out. Again, San Marzanos. This year, so far, I haven't gotten those black spots on the sides of the tomatoes, which I got the first year I planted San Marzanos. So maybe I'm doing something right. Maybe the soil is finally good for the tomatoes, or they just got a better crop this year. We'll see. Anyway. San Marzanos. I'll get some more San Marzanos here. These ones are really big. And I got a tomato here that I don't know what it is, but here we got a nice ripe one. Pick that tomorrow. The cucumbers have kind of stopped producing. I think it's getting close to the end for these guys. A couple more here. Not sure if these are the Space Masters or the Market More. The China Jade kind of died out, so it didn't last very long. But I did sow some more a couple of days ago, and they just germinated. So I'm going to see if I could get, tomorrow's August 1st. I'm going to see if I can get another harvest out of the cucumbers. These are the Corno di Toro, the red variety. And finally they started to produce some fruit. Well, hopefully we can get them to turn red before the season ends. You see some more sun rays over here. This is the, this is another black, oh, this is a blue beauty. And this one I marked down as black from Tula, but apparently it's a sun ray. That sun ray is really bugging me. Thanks, Luke, from MI Gardener. Anyway, hey, they germinated and they're growing. They're growing great. So it's not my flavor. Anyway, this is the Japanese Jade. We harvested a few of them earlier, and it seems like the plant's not really growing much. Another one here. So I don't know if they're not getting enough sun because of the tomatoes are blocking them, or what the story is. This is the Chinese string eggplant, and we got a nice one here. The first few I harvested were a little bit thicker and longer, but lately they haven't been getting very long. We got a Prosperosa over here. That's a nice eggplant. And then a couple of extra little Chinese string. And these, I'm not sure what they are. I just had a bunch of extra eggplants. This is the fairy tale. Oh, cool. Look at those. Fairy tale eggplant. Look how tiny those eggplants are. And they're ripe now. So you just take them. I cut the top off. And I just cut them in half. A little olive oil. Roast them. They're delicious. Just pop them in your mouth. Anyway, let's go down the row. So here's a Chinese string that I harvested a few nice ones. There's a pretty nice one over there. A little curled. But that looks nice. But we're not getting a lot. So these are the Oswald. This is the first one that I've gotten. Got another one back there. So we're gonna let that get a little bigger, and then we'll harvest that baby. And we got some more here. Oswalds and Listada de Gandia. There's one forming right there. Harvested a few from the backyard garden already. They're really good. And then we have the fairy tale. No, not fairy tale. What the heck is this guy? This is a squash, believe it or not. So it's actually going to get bigger and then eventually get yellow stripes running down. Another one over here. So I have to kind of figure out some piece of support to put underneath these guys, because pretty soon they're going to pull down this trellis. So here's some more Corno di Toros that are grown in containers. There's a beautiful one over there. Look at the size of that baby. So yeah, they're starting to grow. Had a problem early in the, early last month that all these leaves were turning yellow and falling off. So I don't know if that's a disease. I assume it's a disease or a deficiency. So, but yeah, these are Jimmy Nardellos. We got them starting to turn red. So that's what I was hoping for. This is the Lesia that I got from Baker Creek. Really interesting pepper. I'm going to let that get red. And then I've got more Jimmy Nardellos here. We have the Corno di Toro yellow variety. So we have one on this plant because you can see all the leaves. They just keep falling off, falling off. Maybe that guy is the problem right there. Don't know. He's going bye-bye. Anyway, and the pepperoncini is doing really good. We've harvested a bunch of these, and I got a couple that are turning red now. I'm actually going to take one off and try it. Hopefully it gets sweeter as it gets red. Oh my God, that is such a good pepper, and a little spicy. Now the green ones, they weren't spicy at all, so that's interesting too. All right. Wow, that's spicy. Shish toes are doing great. Harvested plenty of shish toes. And the Piman, the Japanese pepper, it's called Piman. And it's kind of like a bell pepper, but it's a really mild, really good flavor. And that's about the size it gets. And what we did was we stuffed these with a little chopped meat, and mushrooms, and onions. Yeah, it was really good. So that's the Piman. There's my Tromboncino. I harvested one the other day. Well, actually, it harvested itself. It fell right off the vine. It got a little too heavy. These things grew. A week ago, they were like 6 inches shorter, and they just grew. I don't know if they stretched out or what, but yeah, it was really good. We stuffed that also. And these are some more of the bush beans that I sowed a couple of weeks ago, and they're doing great. So hopefully we'll get another harvest of bush beans soon. This is the first planting is over here, and you can see we got a lot of beans. Sorry, I had a pepper in my mouth. There's some more Jimmy Nardellos, maybe? Yeah, probably. I had so many extra starts that I just stuck them all over the place. Eggplants and peppers. Here's an eggplant here. Here's an eggplant here among the kale. And then more beans. So we got a lot of beans. I've been harvesting these every day. The bush beans. They're doing great. My pole beans, not so good. I just sowed a bunch more seeds about 2 weeks ago, and I don't see anything coming up. So I don't know, maybe I just got a bad variety of bush beans. So, but these are really nice. These are the Romanos. So when we do get them, they're really tasty. These we just boil a little bit and just eat them plain. You don't even have to put anything on them. No butter, no oil, no nothing. No salt, pepper, just eat them plain. They're really tasty. So we're getting some, but not that many. I was hoping this whole trellis here, or this whole bamboo wall would be covered with beans. But that didn't happen. These soybeans here, these are the Tankuro soybeans, are doing great. Probably going to harvest them soon. As you can see, they're getting fatter, but they're not quite ready yet. So we're going to harvest those soon. I can't wait to try those. More bush beans. More bush beans. These ones I planted early, so when these guys are dying off, hopefully those ones I planted 2 weeks ago will keep harvesting. So these lunchbox peppers I bought from a nursery. So they're starting to produce some fruit, which is nice. And this is some extra baby Bubba okra that I had. I just sowed it over here. And there's a nice one right there. I could probably harvest that guy right now. It's an okra right there. Or as my buddy down at Lazy Dog Farm calls it, okra. And we got some more of the Romano beans over here, growing up this trellis. These are starting to produce. They took a long time. They looked like they were dying, and then they started to come back to life. So I sowed some more over here where I had strawberries in this strawberry patch, which, you know, produced some nice strawberries for about 2 weeks, and then they stopped, and they're just, you know, spraying out all over the place. So I'm thinking I ripped some of them out, planted some beans over here, and I think I might rip the rest of them out before the end of the season and try to put strawberries somewhere else, because they're just a little bit too hard to manage over here. Got some onions over there that I didn't harvest. Actually, it looks like garlic. You know, I did plant some garlic over here. I thought I harvested it all, but that does look like garlic, although it should be dead by now. These are Tokyo long bunching onions over here and over there. And then some more bush beans. These ones don't do too good. This is where I got the flood. When it rains, all the water comes down here, as you can see. It's just a big muddy mess. So, Radicchio looked like a ridiculous failure. A ridiculous failure. Got a lot of leaves and no heart. So, I mean, it's kind of forming in there, but I don't know. I'm going to let them go. See, maybe when the cooler weather comes, they'll form. The beets are starting to beat. I mean, these have been in here since the spring, and nothing's really, haven't gotten any beets, but now they're starting to form beets. So the beetroot is coming, and this is what happened last year. I planted them in the spring, I got nothing until the end of the summer, and then we had more beets that you could shake a stick at. There's some more Tokyo long bunching onions I sowed a few months ago, and they're coming in now. That was Tokyo long bunching onions that I sowed last year, and they overwintered. I cut them back when I harvested the onions, and they grew back. So it's really wild when you leave that root in the ground on the onions and the scallions, and they'll come back. This fennel, I let go too long, and it's going to flower. So we're going to just let it go, and we'll collect the seeds for next year. The Puntarelle is doing nice. This is a nice Italian chicory. It's really bitter. If you like bitter food, this is the one you got to get. But I sowed, I don't even know how many seeds, but too many. So we can only eat so much. And the bitter melon, I forgot to show you that next to the tromboncino. The bitter melon is climbing up the trellis, doing nice. We have some flowers. We actually have, I'll show you on this side, we actually have a mini bitter melon. That's nice. I don't think we're going to get one though, but we'll see. And this is the Hales Best cantaloupe. Trying to train it up this trellis, although I may be better off keeping it on the ground. Got a little cantaloupe right there for me. Let's see if I can get that in focus. Yeah, there he is. So yeah, maybe we'll get one cantaloupe. And here's some wild tomatoes that just started growing. Volunteers. And yeah, that's about it for the garden. The curly kale is doing great. The slugs haven't bothered it at all. Or the gypsy moth caterpillars. Not gypsy moth, the cabbage moth caterpillars haven't bothered this at all. So I think this is the one to grow. I tried growing the lacinato kale the last 2 years, and everybody ate it except us. So anyway, that's it. Got the shiso growing all over the place like a weed, but it's great because we love it. Anyway, that's it for today. Sorry I've been away so long. I think maybe it's time to harvest these leek seeds. Yep, those look beautiful, huh? Anyway, so catch you guys all next time. Right back here on the MI Garden. Oh no, it's not the MI Garden. Sorry, Luke. Anyway, Lady Godiva, that's what it's called. The Lady Godiva Squash. And look at that. She's starting to turn yellow now. So supposedly we'll get some yellow streaks coming down. And yeah, this is a nice one. This is the only one we got here. We got some butternut squash. And I got couple of butternut squashes in the back garden. And yeah, so that's it. Talk to you all next time. Have a great day. Oh, let me show you the compost pile. Hey, it's July 31st, 2021, and I'm turning over the compost heap. Just a one turn. You can see all the worms in there. Let's see. That's good. So this is the compost that was about halfway in the middle, and then what I'm doing is I'm turning it over into this bay over here, and you can see lots of worms. I mean, this is probably a little bit damp, but it's pretty good compost right now. But we're going to turn it all over, moving it from this bay to this bay. And that'll be hopefully ready by the fall. I can put it on the beds after I take everything off of them. And then this bay here, is going to be the one that's going to sit there for the winter. We'll just keep adding food scraps. We'll put all the, vegetables that we pull out of the garden when they're finished. We'll put them in here, along with grass clippings, leaves when the leaves fall. May have to use this bin too, but these two will be for the new compost, and this one's going to be the finished compost, and then this one will be empty. So yeah, got a little bit more work to do, and we'll be done. It. All right. Get rid of the plastic when you can. And I see a lot of ants in here too. Let me show you that. All sorts of good stuff breaking this compost down. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can. Tons of ants. I don't know where they were. It looked like they were in some newspaper, but got tons of ants, got worms, got creepy crawlies, all sorts of stuff breaking this down. So that's good. All right, so one bin empty. And this guy will be good to go probably in another month, 2 months, probably a month. Be ready. I mean, this stuff on top is, I put my hand in there, but there's tons of ants in there. I'll let them get back into the middle. So, yeah, that's it for today. Compost turning. I'm trying to follow what Charles Dowding does. I'm just turning the pile once. I'm layering carbon, plant material, food scraps. Just throwing it in, watering it, making sure the water is right. And then I have my compost thermometer. Keep it in that. Try to keep it in the red, but I keep it in the yellow zone for sure. So it's between 80 and 120, 130 degrees Fahrenheit, and it seems to be working. Maybe a little slow, but does the trick. I'm not in a rush. So anyway, catch you next time. Have a great day. Hey everybody, August 5th, 2021. And I'm out here in the garden. You can see the carrots that I just sowed about, actually, I think it was about a week ago. These germinated really quick. So I guess they germinate quick in the, there's another row back here, in the heat. And I'm hoping that they'll start to get bigger. And then as the nights get cooler and the days get cooler, we'll get some carrots for the fall. So we'll see how that goes. Just out here harvesting a couple of Listada de Gandia eggplants. I've got a beautiful Piman. I mean, look at the size of that. Japanese pepper. These are Anaheims, which my Anaheim that's in the container is not doing very well at all, but I had a couple extras that I just sowed into the garden. And look at the size of that pepper. That's a beauty. And look at this. This has got to be the longest shishito I've ever seen. Look at this. 2 of them. And they were on this little tiny plant over here. So the big plant that I have in the containers is giving me a lot of, decent sized shishitos like this. But in the soil, this is what I'm getting. So I think next year all the peppers are going in the ground. Here's a red Piman. Not sure how that's going to taste. So I got the probably the last of the zucchini and the last of the China Jade. Sorry about that, China Jade cucumbers. But I sowed some more cucumbers a few days ago, and they're starting to grow. So I'm going to plant those, and hopefully we'll get another harvest in the fall. Let me show you what I got here. I finally figured out what I could do with these Sunray tomatoes. They're really not tasty when you eat them raw, but if you slice them kind of maybe 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick, and then put them in the toaster oven and roast them, they're beautiful. The sweetness comes out. It's amazing. So you could use it as a tapenade, put it on some crackers or whatever, and yeah, that's the way to do it. The LD are still producing. They're slowing down a little bit, but we're still getting some. So I think right now it's a little bit cooler, the temperature, but hopefully it gets a little warmer. They'll start popping again. These are the Tiffen Mennonites. We harvested 2 of them the other day. They were delicious. All meat, hardly any seeds. Really good tomato. Really good slicing mater. Now this, I believe, I don't know. Thought it was a blue beauty, but it looks just like a regular eating tomato. There's a black beauty up there that's ready to go. There's some more over there. The white beauty that we harvested was unbelievable. It was totally white on the inside, and not so bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't too bad. I got a bunch of San Marzanos that I'm going to harvest today. What I'm doing with these is I'm just putting them in Ziploc bags and freezing them, and we'll use that when the season's over. We'll make some sauce. Here's my Radicchio, which looks like it's starting to form a head, or whatever you call it, a heart. So the ones over here, not so good. But I had 2 different types of Radicchio. I thought I labeled them, but I guess not. Or maybe the slugs ate the labels. Anyway, let's see. Whoop, we had a little accident over here. We lost the connection. Be right back. All right, that was fixed. That's one thing you got to do with this drip tape is every once in a while, I guess you got to check the connections, maybe tighten them up. Seems like this type of connection comes loose every once in a while. It looks like it's loosening up again. Actually, there it goes. All right, that was fun. Took a little bath. Anyway, she seems to be working now. Problem averted for now. I'll have to keep an eye on that guy. So let me show you. What else do I want to show you? I think that's about it. Oh yeah, let me show you my bitter melon. It's getting bigger. Look at that. There's one. There's another. So hopefully we get a lot of warm weather and we'll get maybe 1 or 2 bitter melons. That would be nice. Still having a problem with the beans. These are the Romanos. They're doing really nice up here, but I was hoping that this whole wooden trellis would be full of beans, but maybe I'll try next year. You know, I sowed a whole bunch a couple of weeks ago and nothing came up. Very odd. So here's some more Jimmy Nardellos. And yeah, so that's it. That's all I just really wanted to show you guys was the peppers. There's some nice Jimmy Nardellos, red ones. I think I'm going to harvest 2 of those today. Try them out. So anyway, we'll come back over here. And that's the somewhat of a harvest for today. So have a great day, everybody, and hope you enjoy the rest of the summer. And fall is coming soon. See you next time.